This video is for week 11. It's called Determining Mood Through Music. I want you to please pay attention to this note at the top. This assignment takes place over 2 days, so you will be working on this on Monday and Tuesday of week 11. So what is mood? Well, mood is the feeling or the atmosphere that's created by the text. In other words, mood is the emotional response of the reader to the text. This is when we are reading any type of literary work, whether it is a song, a poem, a short story, a novel, and it's the way that you, the reader, feels in response to it. Tone is how the author feels, but mood is all about the reader. When composers create musical pieces, they have to consider how the types of musical instruments, the speed, the loudness of the music, the arrangement of their notes, create certain effects on their listeners. For example, the same musical selection might sound either scary or exciting, depending on what kind of musical instruments the composer decides to use. Similarly, writers use various devices like images, colorful verbs, figures of speech to create specific effects in their writing. When discussing the emotional effects of devices in literature and music, you're considering the mood of the piece. Now imagine music as a background to a narrative that has a setting, characters, and plot. For example, a song that sounds mysterious or eerie might inspire a story in which a detective searches for clues in a dark and forbidding house. So this assignment has several activities in it, and they all revolve around this very first activity. Activity 1, listening. So you're going to pick one song in the musical selection on the right here, and you're going to identify your selection below. So you're going to tell me which song you picked in this space right here. Now you have 8 choices. Listen to the musical selection by clicking on the song title. You can see each of these song titles are underlined. Whenever you click on it, it will take you to a YouTube link so that you can listen. While the music is playing, don't worry about writing or taking notes. Just concentrate on the music. This is very important because I'm not there with you on Monday and Tuesday. You can listen to it with your headphones, or you can play this very low on your computer. You are going to be doing this individually. This is not group work, and it's not even partner work. So there's going to be a lot happening around you. Please be respectful of your neighbors when you're listening. Then I want you to listen to the music again. When the music stops, write down 4 words that describe any feelings you have that are inspired by the piece. Now these words help target the mood of the music. I want you to click here to access your mood words. So this takes you to a link that gives you positive mood words, and then it gives you negative mood words. Okay, and you're going to answer it here. This music makes me feel, and in this space, tell me 4 mood words that music made you feel. What aspects or elements of the music helped you determine the piece's mood? Complete the following chart where you note what effect each musical device has on your emotions. Over here on the left column, we've got the musical device. And then on the right, how does this device help you determine the piece's emotional effect? So the first spot, rhythm and tempo. How fast or slowly is the music played? Is the beat regular? Is it irregular? The dynamics and the pitch. How loudly or softly is the music played? Are the notes high? Are they low? The instrument choices. What type of instruments does the composer choose to use? You may not know every single instrument, that's fine, but list the ones that you can hear. Do they use a trumpet or a flute, a piano or an organ? And then the sound. Does the music sound pretty? The word for that is euphonious. Or is it harsh and ugly, which would be cacophonous? Activity 2, writing. So as the musical selection begins again, I want you to listen to it for a 3rd time. Listen to the piece, and I want you to imagine that this is background music for a scene in a movie. Now, this scene is going to have a setting, characters, and plot. And while the music plays, I want you to brainstorm what this scene may look like by completing the chart below. So this is actually going to take you into the rest of your assignment. It's very important that you take this seriously. This is not a chance for you to make up these really outlandish scenarios trying to be as funny as you want to be, or as funny as you can. I want you to take this seriously. So the elements, and then description of the element in your scene. What is the physical setting that this music inspires? What time of the day or the year do you think it's taking place? Give me character description, characters that you would expect to see with this music. And then the action, what are they doing? Now, I want you to write a paragraph describing your scene. Remember, the music is the background music for what's happening. Your description should capture the feelings that you identified in activity 1, that you identified while you were listening to the music. Also, remember, a paragraph is anywhere from 7 to 10 sentences. Activity 3, determining mood. If you don't have your mood words pulled up anymore, you can access them by clicking here. I want you to go back and reread your paragraph, and using your mood words handout, located here, write one word that describes the mood of your story, and then highlight any words or phrases that help you determine that mood. So right here, tell me, what's the mood of your paragraph, of your story? Now look closely at your word choice. In this left column here, I want you to choose 3 verbs and 3 adjectives from your paragraph and write them in these blanks. So again, give me 3 verbs that you used and then give me 3 adjectives. In the middle column, I want you to replace those words with a word that has a positive connotation. So a word that's more positive than the original verb or adjective that you gave. And in the right column, write a replacement for the original word that has a negative connotation. So I've given you an example. And let's say I wrote a paragraph and one of my verbs was shown. To make it more positive, I would change it to gleamed because it sounds very new, very shiny. And then I changed it to a negative connotation with glared. Glared has a negative connotation. It makes me think that it's something that's incredibly intense and harsh, blinding. So give me your original words, make them more positive, and then make them negative. After completing your chart, explain how your replacement words could strengthen, change, or weaken the mood of your paragraph. How could your positive connotation words change the mood of your paragraph? And then how could your negative connotation words change it? Activity 4, revising. So I want you to go back to your original paragraph, copy it, and paste it here in this purple box. Using your mood words link, consider other words that best fit your mood, your story's mood, and identify one of those words at the top of the story. So you're just going to write it somewhere at the top of your story. And note whether that word, is it a positive word, is it neutral, or is it negative? I want you to go back to your draft and add 2 sentences that definitely establish the mood you want to convey. This is so important. Do not use the mood you're trying to convey. Don't use that word in the story. You want to create that mood with other words. You don't want to have to outright say, this is the mood of my paragraph. Choose one of your sentences and add a detail about sound, taste, touch, smell, or sight, so give me imagery, that also captures the mood you're trying to convey. Step number 5. Add a detail or an image using 2 types of figurative language. So this could be a simile, a metaphor, or personification. Consider your mood when adding your figure of speech. Then revise one sentence so it includes a sound device. A sound device might be alliteration. Alliteration is when you repeat the same consonant sound at the beginning of words. So like Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter. I repeated the B sound at the beginning of those words. You could use onomatopoeia, which is like words like boom, bang, pow, crash, crack. You can find examples of sound devices in figurative language by clicking here. This page gives you a list of figures of speech that you can use. Now, the last thing I want you to do is find 2 linking verbs in your story, and I want you to replace them with action verbs instead. Okay, activity 5. Consciously changing your mood. Look closely at your choice. In the left column, right here, I want you to give me a verb, an adjective, and a figure of speech that you used in your paragraph. And I want you to write them in this blank. Give me a verb you used, an adjective, and a figure of speech. In this right column, I want you to give me a replacement for that original word or phrase that is the opposite mood. So I'll give you an example. My original verb was snuggled. The opposite would be smothered. My original figure of speech is floats like a butterfly. The opposite would be stings like a bee. So then you're going to copy and paste your paragraph here. We're going to put it here in this box. And I want you to change that verb, adjective, and figure of speech to its opposite. Okay? And then at step number 3, which paragraph do you like best? Why? Do you like your original paragraph with your original mood, or do you like it better with the opposite mood? When you are done, click Turn In at the top and then hit Turn In again.